And thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, it's Lyric Michelle. Stay tuned, stay glued. And remember, it don't mean nothing unless you're reading something.
Don't cry me, wipe them tears, 'cause honestly, nobody cares. You down, they pushed you, blame you for the fall. They gon' get you off the ground, use your bootstraps. Black girl, why you mad? You always angry. No, I don't mean to offend. I was just thinking, can I touch your hair? Will you explain this Black Lives Matter thing to me? What the fuck do I look like? You don't know me. Read a book, you can get right, and that's free. What you thought if you talk to a stranger?
Sorry, but it's Women's Month.
What up, everybody? It's the Speech Guy, Tony Asar, ASAR. You know I'm still rocking with my main man,
Earl Fierce.
Earl, baby. How's everything over at the Blackout?
Hey, man, the Blackout Podcast is doing well. You know what I'm saying? We talking our shit. You know, toxic masculinity as usual.
Oh.
But outside of that, we doing our thing.
And you got to do something dope this past week?
Yeah, I went to a comedy show, man, and that kind of...
But where was the comedy show?
At the Comedy Store.
Oh,
they ain't cutting the check, but we're going to give you a little promo. Comedy Store. Just because it was a dope experience. Shout out to Andrew Schultz. That was a good show. Shout out to Neil Brennan and Theo Vaughn. They put on a good show. I can't remember the host name, but the black dude with the big head. You got it. Shout out to him. And, yeah, man, it was really dope. So I'm saying it right now. April 30th on my birthday.
Yeah.
Last year I put out an album. That was a bucket list thing for me.
30 on SoundCloud now.
Right? I don't do that type of shit. So this next go around, I'm going to be hitting the stage, a couple stages on my birthday, and I'm gonna try to do a little stand up set. I got like 4 minutes in the tuck. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see where it goes from there.
So you say you gonna come hang with your boy?
I'm gonna have Tony, stand up comic. So I'm gonna go hang out with Tony, and see what that's like. How was your week, man?
Man, my week was good. I actually had some pretty dope opportunities. Got to do this little photo shoot thing for Meek Mill's documentary or whatever. Gave me a little some money.
For Meek Mill's documentary?
Yeah. One of my homeboys gave me some info. And was like, nigga, you need to come over here and get this money. I was like, there.
So what info you got on Meek Mill that made you part of the documentary?
I don't know. It wasn't me. It was the homie. It was a homie who had a homie.
Oh, okay.
And the homie was like, hey, Tone. It was just, hey, shout out my nigga DeLorean Yusuf. I put his name out there. DeLorean, man, good look. Booms.
Okay. I thought you might have history with Nicki Minaj or something. It was like some type of little...
No, that's tucked in the corner when you need that movie deal.
Oh, true.
But outside that, just hitting the mics, got to audition at Ice House, having fun with this new material, and just, enjoying life.
Hey, man, as you got to try at least.
Oh, side note, shout out to my baby mama. It's her birthday today, and I still love it. Oh. Shout
out to you, girl. Shout out to you.
But that ain't about that.
It's not about us, man.
It's about who we got in the noise lab.
Man, and this woman right here was brought to our attention by the good man back there, PJ.
Infinity Chakras.
And shit, as soon as we heard the music and saw the visuals, it was like, yo, not only do we got to get her on, we got to know more about this woman, and I gotta get some tips on how to get my hair like yours, because my shit's on the decline. On the decline.
But without further ado, allow her to introduce herself. Tell the people what your name is.
Hey, it's Lyric Michelle. I am Lyric. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey.
I don't know.
Was that like 1950s?
I feel like, hey, it's Lyric Michelle here. Hey, guys.
Hey, man. Welcome to Noise Lab. Welcome to Pomona. I don't know if you ever come out here in Pomona.
Not
Not
you know what I
really.
mean? Not really, but it looks
I
beautiful.
don't blame you. It has its moments.
Yeah.
Sunday is usually the most beautiful day of the week.
It's very cultured out here.
Yeah. Okay. I'm from Houston, so I don't know too many of the spots. But thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you for coming on. But yeah, like we said, PJ told us about your music. We heard it, and we just
Shout out to PJ.
We just had to get you on. Dig your sound. Now, you said you from Houston.
Yeah. Technically, I was born in Chicago, but I barely remember it.
Okay. So we really rooted in Houston.
Yeah.
You know, right? You have some poetry background.
Yeah.
That's where you got the whole poetic vibe. Was there any influences, like any poets that you were looking up to at that time, or was it just all freedom of self and self-expression?
So I guess in school, like from elementary, I used to write like short stories a lot. I even like wrote 2 books that I wanted to publish when I was like 5th grade, but never happened. And then I found Maya Angelou, and I was like, oh, I could do this, you know, like.
Okay.
So that kind of started the curiosity, and I had some really good English teachers. So shout out to Miss Abels and. Yeah.
We all got that teacher we got to shout out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mr. Trouble, and shout out to Miss Cuccinello, because I hated you, Miss Cuccinello, but you made me who I am today. So shout out to you, for real.
And shout out to Miss Ramey. She put me on everything poetry, and she used to give me the final 5 minutes of class. Like, if I just promised to stay in my seat and, like, not disrupt the other kids.
Okay.
I was that kid. So if I stayed in my seat, she would give me the final 5 minutes to do my act, and it was the best. Shout out Miss Ramey.
So she cultivated the stand-up game today.
Oh, no, she was smart. She knew what was up.
Okay. Yo, man. Yeah, shout out to the teachers, man. Shout out to the teachers.
And then your journey took you to New York?
A little bit, yeah. So I started doing poetry with my homegirl, Takesha. We went to middle school and high school together, and I was in a relationship, and I wanted to do something special, so I also graduated to like flowetry. I love that. I was like, oh, this is
both albums.
Great, yeah. So I wrote something similar. Oh man, I wrote something similar. So she would sing it, and then I did the poetry, and it was like and I remember it was a while ago. But you inspire me to write similes and metaphors, verses of how I adore you, prose and lines. Yeah, it was nice.
Hey.
So she was singing.
We all remember our first song.
You know, that was the
100%.
first. That's crazy. Yeah.
How old were you at that time, you said?
I was just graduated from high school. So I was 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was like almost 10 years ago. So I wanted to make it for him, and I did, and he thought it was all right. But there was a talent show. And she was like, "Let's do this. I can sing," and then we did it, and we won.
Cute.
So I was like, oh, "Okay, well, this is what I do now."
Facts.
Luckily, I didn't. Nothing bad happened. I would have been an accountant by now.
Right.
So you went back home, then came to LA?
Yeah. So I just went to New York just for not like on long periods of time, but a few weeks at a time. My other homegirl, actually, shout out to Milana, beautiful woman, but she was a model out there. So I just was learning, what it's like to like hustle and be in this big city. I was like, oh, okay, I want to do that too.
Yeah.
And then I came back to Houston a few times, and then I started rapping.
Okay.
That's a real jump, but
When was the last time you've been back to New York?
Oh, I had I just came off of my tour.
Yeah.
Hey, you went okay.
We've been watching.
But I know you're going to dunk it.
I'm going to give you a solid layup.
Okay. A solid layup?
Yeah.
But between the legs layup, right? Well, it's finesse.
It's about fundamentals.
Left hand off the backboard.
Straight left hand off the
Because
right.
you want to make the shot,
Yeah,
2
exactly.
points, 2 points.
$1 million
Exactly.
move, 2 cent finish. Don't miss it.
All right, yeah.
I feel it.
That thing.
That thing right there. Man, I've been to New York once, and it was like I was 16, and I just remember everything being just big and so many different faces and people out there, but everybody was just people are on their own shit in LA. People are on their own shit in New York. Like, you don't get in nobody's way. Don't break nobody's line of path when they're walking, because you're going to end up fighting somebody. I remember my experiences with New York. Like, there's a lot of angry people. This was in Manhattan, though. I haven't been in the outskirts of New York.
Yeah.
Like that. It was Manhattan.
I mean, when I first got there and spent some time there, I loved it. So I was like 19, 20, and I didn't have any cares, you know what I mean? So like it was still
true freedom.
Yeah, it was still kind of around the time where you only got in if you were like if you looked a certain way or whatever. But in Houston, that happens, but it's more like some clubs you can't get in because of the amount of melanin you got. And in New York, it was more like if you are cool, you know what I mean? And I was finding my cool. Shout out to Lupe. And,
Shout out to Lupe. Come on the show, Lupe. Come on the show.
Please. Yeah. I want to try. So I realized, I don't know, I kind of started to find myself in a way, like finding my essence, and that cool was just me, you're not giving a fuck. And they're like, oh, you don't care? Yeah, come in. I'm like, oh, I see how life is kind of works almost, as a metaphor in a way.
Right, man. It's going to be a deep podcast. I already see it. Yeah. I'm already feeling it right now. I'm already feeling it.
Is it because you're the third child? So you were able to see.
Where did y'all get this information? That's dope.
You are all black, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
You are all
I like it.
We
Yeah.
are black.
Yeah.
But so you're the third child. So would you say you were able to learn a lot of life experiences beforehand because of your kid? Not because of your kids, because of your older brothers and your siblings.
She got hands for sure.
Oh yeah,
I know she got hands.
No one grow up with brother not having.
Yeah.
So.
I almost got knocked out once. My brother did like a roundhouse kick. We were playing. Watch a lot of.
You got that type of athleticism.
Yeah, it was wild. That's my little brother too. We were watching a lot of Dragon Ball Z.
So
okay, makes sense.
But I remember specifically one time, my older brother, but not my oldest, Jerry. Who's in med school right now? Shout out to him doing his thing. Love you.
Black excellence.
You know what I mean? Black excellence.
Black
Hell
excellence, 100%.
But we were little, and I threw a remote at his head. Now that's a weird turnaround from what I was saying, black excellence. But you know what I mean? We were kids, and
you aimed it and got it. So that's black excellence.
We stay with that
Facts.
vision.
If you stay with that vision, that
you know what I
accuracy,
mean?
that
You know what I
accuracy.
mean? I got a goal, and then
I'm gonna go for it and get it.
Yeah.
Execute.
Don't tell him I said this. So I threw it because we were arguing about something, and he called me a bitch. And then my oldest brother, I just heard steps down the stairs, and he was like, "Don't you ever call my sister a bitch." I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm his sister too." I'm not sure if you know that, but I learned like, oh okay, I really learned how even though I feel the niggas ain't shit thing, and I be on my niggas ain't shit, that's really just hyperbole to like the toxicity. But in real life, like, I learned how beautiful and complex and great, like, masculine energy. Black men are. Same
100%.
shit.
100%. And to be honest, just to expound on that more, it's like growing up in America, because you guys, your family's first generation, again, some more research. So I feel like your family and its roots are unapologetically black. You guys, I guess what I'm trying to say is, growing up black in America, it's hard to embrace that. You know what I mean? Like, your roots and who you are as a black man or a woman, because people are trying to stretch you and change you so much. And I can see just by your aesthetic and probably your upbringing that you always kind of reinforce who you are as a black woman and your family and your brothers.
Definitely in the
like
music.
Yeah.
Right. But no, not at all.
Not really? No?
No,
My assumption was off. That's what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of Me.
Well, because my parents got here like in the 80s, and my dad was in the even in the Nigerian Civil War, so like when he was young, and there was like when they got here to America, it was like don't show your accent, you know what I mean, or let alone you're already black.
Yeah.
And then you're African. If you don't get the fuck up out of my country, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Ooh, okay.
my dad drove a cab, and they named all of us American names purposely. Like my given name is Michelle, and they just wanted us to fit in.
Chameleons capitulate.
So they didn't teach us our language, Igbo, at all in the first like few years, just because they didn't want us to have accent either. And then being dark skinned, and I used to think my lips were huge. I thought my nose was so big, and that was like cool and shit. But it's like, and now my lips kind of like normal compared to like what's, I'm like, wait, nah. They told me, I was like, they not. Y'all make fun of me. These lips are big. I don't care what you say. I don't know, but it took a long time to find love and groundness, and find my footing in my blackness. And then once I did, nigga, goddamn,
hit the ground running.
Yeah.
I think that's the ugliness of America, or chasing American dream. You gotta absorb our ideals and leave your culture at the grounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it seems like unfortunately, like a lot of immigrant parents, be it African or Filipino or Hispanic or anything like that, it's like they'll come here and then try to give their kids American names and say, learn this American lifestyle, where it shouldn't even be like that. You should be able to come with your shit and make it better.
It shouldn't, but it's one of those things that I feel as a parent, it's one of those decisions you got to make. Do I want to give my kid a head start, or do I want to? It's, like you said, it shouldn't be that. You know what I mean? It shouldn't be. I named my kid Michelle. I was giving my kid or my child a head start, or a good start, assimilating to the culture, other than what it should be, what the natural name is from your.
And my middle name is Orga Adima.
What does that mean?
It means it would all be well.
Wow. Say it again.
Orga Adima.
Yeah, right.
But they
go
that
back,
in the
rewind, and you just learned another language right there. Brought to you by Lyric Michelle.
And it wasn't until like maybe high school, like middle school and high school, when we were closer to our extended family and like really back in Houston, that I started to see that everyone wasn't like that. So my other cousins, they were. A lot of them went back to Nigeria for like a few years to go to school, and like it was purposeful in a lot of our extended family, like making sure that you don't lose that culture. Just whatever experiences. I mean, my dad was the oldest, so he had to first, go at it. So he did his best, but. Yeah, then when I was a little older, I started going to like Nigerian parties and weddings. I'm like, oh, this shit lit. I'm Nigerian. Y'all didn't know?
Recognize.
I was like, this was good. What?
Being as Afrocentric as you are in the center, if that's okay to describe you as.
Sure.
What was it like coming to LA and seeing like the African American lifestyle over here, and to where it's kind of typical for people who aren't black to say the N-word around here?
Oh, no one does that around me.
True.
So I don't know about that. But what I found in LA is what you hear, and not really from friends or anything, just like the going joke about LA is that like, careful, everyone's gonna be like fake, and everyone's like trying to. Or you won't, like, quote-unquote, make it or some shit. But I feel like energy is really just reciprocated. Like, if you put out what you want and who you are genuinely, that's all that you attract for the most part. So I've met some really amazing people here, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I do believe, you know, LA, Southern California, there's a lot of people again that are on their own path. They are.
We just don't, you know what I mean, mix unless, you know, we got to change. Like I've met some people where you just got to work real quick and then that's it.
It's just business and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, no connection there, no, you know, or some people are very self-absorbed out here. But there are really amazing people out here, especially in the field that we are.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one degree or the other degree. It's like really super fake people or really super authentic, natural people that I've come across, you know. So, you know, and doing this podcast, we're meeting a lot of different people who are very authentic and very true to who they are. The music's true to who they are, and that's what makes this tight. Just saying, all black podcast. Subscribe.
All black.
Hey.
I kind of want to get into Misdirection real quick, though.
Okay.
You know, because you did.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you
dropped in 2017.
Dropped that in 2017. And I know you have something on the works. You know what I mean? Because you know that's kind of how it works. And I know you working on some things. But if we can go back to 2017 real quick, what was the inspiration behind dropping Misdirection, and did you receive the type of attention and love for the music that you anticipated?
And that's Miss MISS.
Yeah, that's what a D side or backwards name.
Yeah. Because which way are you going?
Exactly.
Gems.
Well, the name was kind of a play on Lauryn Hill's Miseducation, which was a play off of author who wrote the Miseducation of I forget the complete name, but it was of like black children.
Of a Negro?
Yeah, the Miseducation.
Oh, Carter Goodwin.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. It in that sense, but for me, it wasn't that I was getting Miseducation, because even through all this shit that I've seen, I've learned a lot from the people I've come across. But it was more like the direction was off, but still on the same sentiment as Miseducation, in the sense that we are like we're indoctrinated with the idea of the American dream, which I've like been on accident like paying attention to for a long time. Like the idea that if you don't like becoming an adult is a place that you get to by meeting certain criteria, and if you don't like go to college and marry the person you meet when you're a sophomore and have 2.5 kids by the time you're
30 years old,
and with a 401k plan, then you are lost and you do not have a place in society. Yeah. Unless you're very, very, very special. And I thought, well, I'm not going to go down that path because that seems unfulfilling. Like, I already know what it's like to be told what to do constantly. From growing up to strict household to guys I dated that were not very nice to people I came across when I didn't know myself. And I let them tell me who I should be. So now it's more like it's misdirection because I am your path, or I want you to follow me. But it's also misdirection in the sense that I have no idea where we're going. But I think finding out for yourself is almost the point of this whole thing.
Boom. That's huge.
If I could just touch on that, because you said something.
Go ahead.
Because you said that was some real shit.
I never heard you breathe that deep.
I was like, whoa.
Like he was inhaling that knowledge. Go ahead. What you gotta say?
No, it's just it's funny that you say that because going back to Miseducation of a Negro, the miseducated Negro in that book is the educated Negro because they try to achieve those ideals that was set forth for them, and the reason they're miseducated is because there is nothing that, unfortunately, there is no form of education that America can provide that is going to help the Negro. So if you try to use what America's providing, you're being miseducated, you're being misled, and because certain, like, American education is based on racist philosophies from the whole Greek period. So it's like you're still keeping that slave mentality. So when Negroes get educated and look back at their own community, they find that their community is wrong and they look at the wrong instead of looking what needs to be improved.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just wanted to drop that because I was
Tell
like,
you, man, you need to bring that book over here so I can read that.
oh no, yeah, it's beautiful. It's heavily annotated, so it's got Mark Moats.
Okay, never mind. I'll go get my own book.
Yeah,
I'll go get my own.
No, you can have it, but it's heavy.
No, I don't want to read your notes on the side.
No, I love it. I love that it's annotated.
But no,
but on piggyback off of that, I love what like Killer Mike's new series.
yes,
Yeah, it's pretty dope and like. Because
I remember.
We'll get it.
we'll come back to it.
We'll
But
definitely
hit him with your point.
But because of that, I've seen a lot of his interviews, and he said
Trigger warning.
trigger warning.
There we go.
Told you.
Yeah. He said something like, not that he disagreed with desegregation, but the emphasis on entering white kind of norms and schools and bars. Bars of success. Took away from our own self-love and respect for what we decided was education.
Yeah.
And instead it made something that is not who we are. It made the oppressor the golden standard, which is a losing battle.
Yeah.
He didn't say nothing.
It's shit we be talking about and feeling, and it's just great and refreshing to have somebody who's
Because it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, that's 100%.
Go on. Talk that shit.
Sorry, it's understood. Don't gotta be said. They say.
It's,
What's before we get off of MisEducation real quick, what's one song that somebody can listen to on MisEducation? Well, give us two songs, because there's 17 tracks, 16 tracks. It's a good amount of tracks.
Yeah.
Give
I
us-
like the motive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Deep, but
Give us two tracks that people should listen to off of Misdirection to kind of get the feeling of the entire album, where you're going with it.
Yeah. Fuck, I'll say the motive.
The motive. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
for
one of our
real?
favorites.
No,
yeah.
Only because I still sometimes forget about that song. In the sense I rarely perform it, but it came from such a real, true place. I think I don't give it enough credit. And it gives you more of a look at my soul at that time. And other than that, I don't know. For the viewers, it kind of goes like, the chorus is like, is it the lights that... Oh, fuck. For the blood that is sustains, the love that or the some to blame. We going down, down, down. Hey. Can we break the change? We going down. I mean, yeah, it's about like, it's just like, it's kind of, I don't say it's pessimistic, but it's maybe more.
No, it's raw, because I don't want to misquote your bar, but you had this line where you was like, my peace used to stand for power.
Yeah.
But why? I say I that's why I shut the fuck up. But you have a bar in there, and I was like, damn, I feel that.
Thank you. I mean,
it's like you have to fight. Like,
yeah.
Because if you're peaceful, you're just docile, and shit's just gonna like that's just remember, like, that whole stanza of bars. It mentioned something like that. Like, you gotta fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've experienced growing up and becoming, again, more grounded. It was, I just let a lot of people be mean to me. And I thought, I didn't understand exactly the energy exchange. I thought if I was really nice, then other people would be really nice to me. And that's not truly that's looking at the exchange of energy at such a, superficial level. It's not just that.
Idealistic level.
Yeah. No, I say superficial because with the way you interact with someone, it's not just about being nice, because nice can be disingenuous.
True.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Nice can be without, you're not without your own voice, or you just to be nice for the sake of being nice.
Like when you have a job and you're at a grocery store, at a cash register, like I was, and I was nice to a bunch of people I did not want to be nice to.
Right, and you will probably see a lot of them weren't nice to you back, because they're
100%.
like, nice. Who gives a fuck about nice?
Yeah.
Until but when you start to care about yourself more, and then you realize you don't deserve certain things. It's not that you're trying to be nice anymore. You're just trying to be truthful. And no one can get mad at the truth. Hey, this is something you said to me, and this is how it made me feel. Even though you didn't intend that, even though you don't agree that someone should feel this way, how I feel is just how I feel. Now, if you care about me, then you will adjust how you express whatever you were trying to express to me. And if you don't, and you understand that it makes me feel this way, even if you don't mean it, but you understand it makes me feel this way, and you do not want to adjust, then you do not care enough for me to be in your space. And that's no biggie. It's no biggie. I just won't be in your space anymore. But it was nice to, have known you.
That's how I feel about this house, and because I've been trying to tell people, like, when we do the podcast, shut the hell up. If you respect this podcast, you won't be loud out there.
Yeah, get out. You know what I mean?
Shut the fuck up. But yeah, no, that's bars right there. So we're gonna get into the first game. First game is behind the post. All right. So basically, I comb through our guests' social media, and I find context behind some of the things that you have posted. All right.
Okay.
I won't make you, nothing crazy. You don't post anything crazy, in my opinion, that I've seen. All right, so the first thing that I want to bring up, you posted this January 23rd, 2019, so 2 months ago, about 2 months ago. You said $400 is not emergency money. It's sudden, inconvenient problem money. We don't even have enough of that. And then, right after you posted, the government shutdown is showing us the effects of America's long history of orchestrated, all-consuming, customer-last capitalism. Why can't federal workers survive one missed paycheck? Why can't the majority of us not afford a sudden $400 emergency? No emergency is only $400. Now, before you kind of expound on that, I do want to say there are two emergencies that are $400 and less.
What?
Condoms.
Oh.
Condoms are an emergency that most men go through, and women.
That's a precaution. How much is a plan?
True.
How much is a Plan B pill, nigga?
Okay, you might be right. Okay, you're right. You're right. And birthday and anniversary cards. At least in my life, I always get those during emergency times. Like, shit, today's a birthday. God damn.
Nice.
It kind of helps.
It kind of helps.
You're right.
Helps.
Okay.
Softens the blow for no gift.
I
You know what I
give
mean?
that.
A card.
It's
But
not-
outside of that, what prompted that tweet? Is it just being black in America and seeing the frustration of just people not having enough to get through what the government puts on us? It's like,
well, it's just really, it's that, but it's also personal. Like before I came out to LA, I was bartending a lot and serving, and you just have to work so much. And when I'm on my journey of thinking whether or not I want to continue, dream chasing and all that, or do I want to return to the standard,
the Matrix.
the Matrix. I think what are they offering? And again, not to look down or anything at anyone who has followed that line, because I think there's also a lot of honor in knowing that you've decided this, and you love your job, and you love at this moment taking care of a home. Like, the honor of understanding what you want is the point of everything. But when you don't understand and you're just like following. I don't know. I felt like what we were promised, and even looking at my parents, the American dream. So my dad went from a cab to he like fixed cars for a little bit. Then he was a substitute teacher. Then he became a nurse. Then he became a nurse. We were supposed to be good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My mom, we were supposed to be good, but sometimes we still had this house but couldn't afford lights, or we couldn't pay the water bill, or I had to do homework at my homegirl's house and tell her I just wanted to hang out when really it was getting dark and I needed to finish a paper.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they worked all the time. My parents worked all the time, like nights. And I don't understand how that couldn't be enough, even if they were bad with money. Even so, just hearing the statistic that like that came out that most of Americans can't afford a $400 emergency. I'm like, I had my car towed before. I've had like my car break down. I've had like an injury, or I've had none of those things would have been covered if I only had $400.
Facts.
And if so what emergency are you talking about? One tire goes out, but the other ones are cool because there was a nail and it wasn't like wearing down. So okay, maybe you skirt by, with 200. I don't know. I just felt like the amount that we work
doesn't equal what we're getting back and what we're able to take care of ourselves with. And that's something Tony talked about a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're somebody that I look to when it comes to like paying attention to the political landscape and the shit that goes on.
It be woke over here. So.
and he was talking about rent control and things that we could have put into our own hands and kind of, at least for California, changed kind of the scope of how our standard of living is out here, because it's hard, especially the field we're in, trying to juggle and like take care of ourselves and not disappoint the people in our lives, but at the same time like
raise kids.
Raise kids. So that's good insight. Appreciate that.
No worries.
All right, so the second, behind the post. All right. So let me so this one right here is you posted this February 22nd, 2019. How do you know the difference between being stubborn and trusting your gut? And I'm a Taurus sign. I'm fucking stubborn a lot. And that's something I try to think about, like, am I being stubborn or am I trusting my gut? Have you figured out that balance or the difference?
Almost.
Almost?
Uh-huh.
Almost?
Yeah.
I might need a little hint or some insight on that.
What's the drawback?
Actually, I talked to my homie yesterday, actually, and he gave me some good insight. His name's Cam Rory, really great actor, and we're working on other creative aspects together. But I asked him kind of the same question, but more so, is it my pride or is it for me? How can you tell? And he reminded me that something I know, but sometimes you just need someone who got you to remind you. It's like you have intuition. So when you're going down a path and you feel so much resistance, not necessarily from the outside world, but personally, you should trust yourself in that sense. Because there was this thing, I won't say it now, but something I'm trying to create.
Okay.
That I was like, should I be focusing on that? I don't know. And I found out when I started to question if I should, after I already had the whole idea conceptualized, when I thought of not doing it, that brought me more pain than the idea that I would be too busy. Who gives a fuck about being busy?
100%. Yeah.
If
it's something you want to do and
you gonna do it.
Yeah.
So if I'm sad by my own thoughts, no one's like, if I think about this, then how can I not honor that feeling? So,
Okay, that's a really good way to look at things now, because I'm known to be really stubborn. But I really trust my gut too a lot. Like, I trust my intuition, the people I surround myself with. I think I've done a pretty good job surrounding myself with people that inspire me, and I weed out the fuck
The
boys,
bullshit.
the bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I weed out all that shit. And so, but I have those times where I'm like, man, am I being too stubborn, or am I being too much of an asshole when I can just?
And I think it's also even dope if you continuously question yourself, then you'll start to understand yourself more, and then you'll start to see sometimes you have to say, yeah, I am being stubborn,
yeah,
and then you'll start to really notice the difference between stubborn and your intuition, because who knows what's best for you more than you.
Yeah, that's true. I just concern myself too much with how other people feel, which it sounds bad, but
Fuck them, brother.
yeah, you know what I mean. I need to go back to the balance, because I do a lot of thinking about other people, which I keep my mouth shut a lot about certain things.
But I wonder, are you more concerned with how other people feel, or are you more concerned with how other people feel about you and your decisions?
It's not the latter. It's more about I don't like rocking the boat. You know what I mean? Like I don't like confrontation too much. So it's not necessarily, because I don't care what people think about how I feel. It's just more like, how are you gonna feel about my confronting you about this, or me bringing this up?
No, that's what I mean.
Well, yeah, okay, I guess I said the same thing twice.
yeah. No, in the sense that, okay, so if someone is calling me, it's being rude to me, right? Someone's being rude to me. If I don't speak up, I might be concerned about, if speaking up, they'll now think I'm a bitch. But that's me being concerned about what they feel about me. But if I'm concerned about them and their own individual feelings, do I want this person to be a better person? Do I love this person enough to say, if you can't treat me this way, because then just in general, this will help you navigate life better.
Yeah.
Me telling you this truth. So then I can't be, if they think I'm a bitch, because who gives a fuck? I'm helping them.
Yeah.
So you just gotta tell them. I mean, you know what I mean, in a nice way.
that part. All right, I like that. Okay. Last thing I got for behind the post. Behind the post. All right, so I got a couple I can pick from, but I'm gonna do this one. All right, so you posted this on Instagram, July 8th, 2018. So last year. All right. It was a Facebook post you reposted. And I called a suicide hotline once, and throughout the entire time, my shadow companion whispered to me, "This is dumb. You are dumb. No one cares. Hang up. You're stupid." But I didn't hang up. That was almost 4 years ago. I'm glad I didn't hang up. Sometimes saying it out loud, telling someone out loud, takes the power away from those thoughts long enough for you to try again another day. It's not dumb. It's not pointless. It's not a waste of time. I promise. If you thought about calling, I encourage you to. It's a start. It's an accomplishment. It's something to be proud of. You took a step in cemented shoes. You took a step, and for that, your strength will be revered. And the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline number. And mental health is, of course, becoming more big in our community. I mean, it's always been big, but the awareness of it is starting to permeate through our communities and things like that. And June 8th, I want to say that, I don't know if that was Mac Miller, but there was a lot of different people around that time that had that taken their own life, or were dealing with mental issues. Kanye, and he's still alive. There's the whole bunch of situations going on. How do you deal with your own mental health when it comes to balancing, again, your music, your career, family, what America to be, and navigating through that? Yeah,
all of that.
Do you just burn sage and sit back and watch Martin?
Yeah. And it's lit.
Right.
I do a little bit of that as well.
Okay.
Occasionally, I see a therapist, someone you could just trust. But mostly, I've just come to learn that self-discipline is the highest or most important form of self-care for me.
I have not heard that one before.
Yeah, I mean, just making sure you're not just that you're or that I'm at the shows, or that I'm writing music, or that I'm sending emails, because that shit, that comes like secondhand in a sense. But the maintaining the frequency that you want when attacking your goals, so that you're not so susceptible to all of the negativity and the, you know, the negative self-talk. It's just making sure everything that you're doing is intentional, because it just really starts to, I don't want to get too like
Go.
Oh, this is all black. We get
all black, baby.
You know what
Go.
I mean?
I
Talk that shit.
I feel like, I mean, I'm still learning, right? I'm still learning, and I'm always in search of more. I'm just now, actually this morning, because last night I was like on a Google search. I don't know. I was just reading different articles, but about like the frequency of opening your intuition, and the frequency of like healing, and like literal like sound waves frequency, and in the other way, it's the same as if I want to be as excited about my music and excited about this journey and excited about what I'm doing. That's a frequency that doesn't come on accident. You know what I mean? That levity doesn't just come because you can't just wait to feel like it.
Yeah.
So in order to like create a life to where it does come sort of easily, it is just like when you're learning a new language, you have to speak in that language, even if you're not in that country. You have to continuously do this so it becomes second nature. And once you stop, you'll start to forget. So you have to wake up on time and have intention for that morning. Even if it is, you know, sitting down watching Martin. I just started watching 7 Seconds. Finally.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, I'm so late, but shout out Regina. I love her as an actress. And you set time for that, but it's intentional. It's not just going with the however you feel, especially if you're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Because it's hard. How could anyone feel like doing this every day? You don't feel like doing anything until you're vibrating at that frequency, and those feelings are just emotions that are just literal waves that are carrying you. I mean,
damn, that's shit.
Go back.
I'm about to say, hit her with that. Dude. Go
back.
back.
I didn't mean to do all that. I don't know where.
Go back and rewind. Soak that up. Shit.
For real. There was
I'm
a
becoming
couple,
a whole better person just sitting here listening to this right now.
I just got my doctorate.
And I'm not trying to say it's easy or anything like that.
By any means, it's not easy.
It's cyclical with me. But I know when I'm on the upswing, and that's always nice.
For sure.
Well, thank you for participating in my Behind the Post game.
Thanks,
that was some. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely listen to this.
This one's great. But I want to jump back to Go Forward real quick. When you was in New York, you got a little bit of the modeling lifestyle. You got a little bit of the modeling game. And it seemed last year you was part of a Nike campaign or shoe.
Yeah.
Well, could you just hit us with the deets?
Yeah. I was part of the Nike Women's Marathon Project.
Okay.
So they
marathon, trigger word for me. Keep going.
Yeah. All money in, no money out. Nipsey Hussle, come on the show.
Bet. Yeah, so they chose 35 women who had never ran a marathon, but like were all individually inspiring in their own way, like dreamers and entrepreneurs and teachers and models. It was crazy, and they for 6 solid months, from June to October, trained us 2 to 3 days a week to run the Chicago Marathon.
Oh shit!
Okay.
So I ran it.
Half marathon, full marathon?
26.2 miles.
Full marathon.
Yeah.
Good job.
Right?
Yeah.
I still can't believe I did that. Honestly, I just realized that's wild.
That's the that's that wheel right there.
Yo, and I'm not. I mean, I'm trying to stay running now, so I'll say I'm a runner. But I wasn't really a runner before. I mean, I did track and I did a lot of and some like intramural leagues, but mostly short distance. You know what I mean?
See, when I did track, it was short distance, like kind of a
400.
Personal story of mine.
I sprint that whole lap.
See, 400 is my max, and I'll tell you why. I'm kind of nervous about marathons. I haven't done one because when I did track, if I ran more than 400 miles, this is a personal story. When I ran more than 400 miles, anytime I did run more than 400 meters, 400 miles. So I sound like fucking Forrest Gump out here, 400 miles.
Miles and I would
400 meters.
But more.
I'm sorry. No.
Just say,
Boomies.
Can I?
Boomies.
I don't know what that means.
It's a boom with a me.
I can't respect that. Yeah.
But yeah, anytime I ran over 400 meters, I would have to take a shit. I'm just.
Was that the build?
I'm just saying.
We can't just let that go.
He wanted to.
I wanted to every time.
That was the problem.
That was my issue. I felt like that. I don't want to do marathons because I feel like halfway through, I'm gonna have to stop and do that, and I don't know what the procedure is for that. Is the bathrooms on the side?
Were
of the
you
road?
trained for that? Like astronauts?
I'll tell you this. This is crazy because I am not that way, but I don't judge you.
Oh, okay, it's all right. It's all right. It was my issue I had to deal with when I was in track.
Nice.
It was
but
like,
I welcome you in your issue with open.
Welcome in your
problem,
jiggly
problem.
belly.
I'm glad you guys are open to my issues.
All right. So I never I'm good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so I never even thought about that. But there were people on the side like doing their thing. Like you got to stop every few this and that. I'm like, luckily,
Get the stomach right. Yeah, get
the
stomach
so
right.
There like I can't imagine running 10 miles, stopping to use the bathroom, and keep going. What?
Exactly.
If
I'm
I
done
stop,
after that.
I'm done. And I didn't quit. I don't care what you say. Give me my medal. You know what I mean? I had to stop. That wasn't my fault.
Exactly.
Nature called.
Yeah, they called me. I ain't call them.
Exactly.
Hell not. To stop? Oh my God.
That's my issue in track. I ran the 800 meters twice in actual competition. Like Vegas, I went and competed, and literally 600 meters. Keep saying miles. 600 meters in, I had to stop. And then in practice, it would happen. And my dad would be like, "Stop eating before."
Yeah.
But I have to eat because I have no energy. Like,
What were you eating though?
But that's the problem. It was like
Bananas?
McDonald's and
No.
My brother.
Because they taught us a lot about running. Also, it was like you're supposed to eat. You eat
Pasta.
No, actually, no. It was more like oats. Fuck. I hope I'm not forgetting everything. But it's you're if you're on a race that's a few hours away before, you'll eat a few hours before, so that you'll use the bathroom in normal time, and then we actually right before the race, which we had to meet like 6:30 and started maybe 7. At 3 a.m. They said eat a bowl of it was grains and berries. Just wake up, eat it real quick, and go back to sleep. So that by the time 6 hits, you can go to the bathroom, but you're not completely hungry. You know what I mean? And and then you carried around energy bars and gels and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a
a
whole
whole
science.
yeah.
Yo, I had no idea what I was doing.
And my parents, not science majors.
Yeah, there you go.
I'll be at the track meet for 12 hours, and there was nobody telling me when to eat. You know what track meets were.
Right.
Your whole, you have to wait 4 hours for your event.
Yeah.
There was no time.
That
My
was
timing
fun,
was
though.
all
Walking
off.
around.
My
just
timing
eating
was off.
nachos.
Go with other schools.
Nachos.
Hey, you're up. You're like, I'm what? All right.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
I give major respect for people who do that all the time.
Right?
Like the marathons, and our coaches, shout out to Coach Beck and Coach Blue. They were, they're from the in-house Nike team, and they are like, your body is a machine, but it's also is very forgiving. They also weren't very like strict and like I don't give a fuck about you. We're gonna run this marathon. No. It was just like, hey, if you want to be a marathon runner, just kind of a adjustment in your lifestyle. So it didn't feel like, it felt like something that was just new, a new way to live and walk through life. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Nike. Shout out to marathon runners.
Did you get any dunks? You get any shoes?
Oh,
They slide you a box.
All the shoes. Oh, they were. I mean, man, I don't know the names of stuff, but like it was lit.
Okay.
Shoe game proper.
Your shoe game proper.
I had no sneakers before, actually. Yeah. They have some good product.
Okay. You're also last year, again, because we were going through your social media. At least I was. You were in a wedding, or a couple weddings last year.
Yeah, right? A lot.
So I need your advice.
Okay.
All right. So my girl is trying to get me to go to a wedding that I do not want to go to.
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of like going to events where I don't know nobody.
Open bar.
And I gotta like sit there and act like I care. You know what I mean? Like, so give me maybe a couple pointers of how somebody can get through a wedding successfully without pulling out the little bit of hair they have.
Okay.
Or getting so drunk to where they embarrass their girl.
All right. Those are interesting things that you're thinking about. For an event of love. But I feel you, and again, open arms.
I'm glad you feel it.
Right? I just say, focus on your girl. You're not there if you don't. You kind of know the couple, kind of don't. You're not really there for them. You don't have to go up. You don't have to go up to the couple.
Okay.
There's so many people going up to them. They won't remember if you do or if you don't.
Okay.
You never do. You don't have to say hi to any uncles, but make sure she has a good time.
Okay.
And then
maybe a bathroom break. Take her to the bathroom.
Well, I mean, not. You don't have to have that. But do your
you
thing.
said focus on her. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. You know what? You're right.
Hey,
do your thing.
It's a place of love.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's a place of love.
Lock the door.
I saw you were part of a couple weddings, and yes,
yeah.
And I
all
got
the homies got married.
All the homies got married. Are you feeling Are you feeling a little bit of the pressure?
Not in the least.
Yeah, you good.
Good job, boomies.
Boomies, because.
Exactly.
I definitely want to go ahead because at the start of the year you already got it cracking.
Yes.
You went ahead and dropped, I think, a very conscious video.
I mean,
so much symbolism in it. But I'll allow you go ahead. What's the name of that project? Video?
It's for the song Bootstraps.
Bootstraps.
Yeah.
Bootstraps.
And it's a song I made because I wear boots a lot. And it was.
But it wasn't about that.
No. But because of that, when I saw the MLK speech about bootstraps circulating, him saying it because I wear boots a lot. And I know it seemed, but I wear boots a lot.
Okay.
I have the same pair for about 3 years.
Okay.
And then when they go to shit, I buy the same exact pair and wear them for it.
Like Doug Funny.
Yeah. That's why I didn't have a lot of sneakers because I'm like, it goes with everything. I don't want to wear heels. Nope. Maybe I'll mature in that way.
If girls knew how unnecessary heels were.
Yo, I'm saying, but sometimes it's nice. I'm not tripping on no heels.
It's nice. I'm not saying it's not nice.
Yeah.
Just a guy will like you regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
So you don't have to be so uncomfortable.
Right. But yeah, you don't. But I do respect my one homegirl. She wears them and she just like. It's for her. She's like,
she going shopping
on all the latest heel that comes out. I don't know, the all white stiletto. Is that a thing?
The off whites, the off whites, Nike
Fair
heels.
What were you saying? Oh my god,
Bootstraps.
Yes, yes, bootstraps. So yeah, he said his quote in that interview. I think it was an interview with ABC or CBS, one of those networks. It really struck a chord with me And I had already started writing to the beat.
Okay.
Like I pretty much finished it. But to get the whole idea across, it paralleled what I was talking about in the sense that we're told to lift ourselves up by our own bootstraps, but not given the leather or the soul to
laces,
to lace it or create it.
Yeah.
And y'all walking around in boots. So, okay. Now, when you fall and you ask why, I mean, just how you can get help, just use your fucking bootstraps. Like, that's what they told me. So, no sympathy.
Facts. Man, that video was everything. I sent it to my sister.
Yeah.
You know, and she was like,
who?
She was like, who the hell is that? I was like, I got her coming to the studio, and she was like, oh my God, I went, because she's in Atlanta right now, going to Spelman. So she's like, oh my God, I want to meet her.
We very woke over here.
Oh, yeah, I see you, Spelman. My brother's at Howard. Come on.
Okay. Boomies.
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 I like it.
Boomies, you know.
Boomies. I like it.
You heard it here first.
But yeah, that video, the story was done by you. I think you said the story was done by you, but it was directed by somebody else. But it was, you know, you didn't. For people who didn't see the video, you didn't rap at all in the video or sing at all. It was literally just
very cinematic.
Cinematic video. You're watching and I'm watching. I'm like, this is her crib. Make it America Great Again. I'm like, what's going on here? What's going on? And then I hear the, and I'm like, and then everything came together when you walked in the room with the bat. And I was like, all right. And shout out to the dude, I think his name was Wrist or Something.
Yeah.
Shout out to him
he's an amazing producer. He's just a homie.
Okay.
Yeah. I was like,
for wanting to, be a part of that and do that.
He actually shot us
super
a beat.
down.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to Wrist. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's
where I got that beat from. Shout out to Wrist.
Shout out to Wrist. What up?
Hey, full
Go
circle.
back to that Andre DeMar freestyle.
Wrist, he amazing.
Back to you.
But so whose place was that? And where was that?
So that was at, I won't say.
You don't give the address or anything like that, but
I won't say the site because I don't know what type of paperwork is needed. But
okay.
it was
you
on
got the back door
general, rental service.
Okay.
Of different homes.
Okay.
And it was wild because by the pictures, I was like, oh, this would be dope. Get the point across. But I never thought it was going to be that wild. Or like most of the props were already there except for like the Make America Great, which pissed me off. Like I didn't want to go to the site to buy it, and I had to. So I went to a Walmart. But then I think why the fuck did a Walmart was selling it? I didn't know Walmart.
At the Walmart?
No.
At the Walmart site?
Online.
Oh. Walmart's, they sell caskets.
They sell caskets?
I found that out yesterday. Walmart sells everything. They sell caskets for the low.
You who died for the low.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You could die for the low.
Die on budget.
Clearance.
Die on clearance.
My death was on clearance.
Would like.
My life was 30% off.
Did you? I know you don't care about it. Did you receive any backlash from any high school friends that might have seen it on Facebook, or if you shared it on Facebook? You know how we have those.
Yeah.
You know how you have those.
Now that's been gone. I've been.
Weeded those people out, huh?
Yeah, but no, not even that. I've been on, and that's the crazy thing. I've been on this for a little bit, like since Misdirection, I really started taking it like seriously. But before that, I had a mixtape called As If I Was a Child, and it was about my experiences, which just happened to be Black girl experiences.
Yeah.
But it was just about my true experiences. So, and my poetry has always been about that, like, I am the dog assistant. You know what I mean? Like this. So, this is not a surprise if you know it.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not a surprise.
Okay.
Might be a little level to, you know what I mean, to some people, but it's not a surprise.
Okay. I've definitely, ever since that Trayvon Martin that situation happened, and I became.
That was just a crazy year span of everyone was dying.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
I would like to talk about that to someone.
That year, I lost a lot of friends on social media and shit, like people.
Oh yeah.
And I played football, so I had a lot of friends from all different types of walks of life. And so people assume something about you because, you're on the football field. You don't talk about these type of things. It's just like a football game.
Exactly.
And then when they
work, why am I talking?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Drinks? What are you doing?
I'm in class in history class. They ain't talking about that type of shit.
So you're black?
Yeah, you actually care about black problems?
Unless it's an elective.
Yeah, right. So, I've been dealing with that as of recently. Just a lot of people hitting me up in my DMs just like, I knew your dad. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? Didn't know you were raised like that. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, because I like black people. Okay, I love black people's lives. Like, it's crazy.
I have had maybe a couple years ago. I'm straight now, but I've had people who were really angry and responses or comments and stuff from racist people, but sometimes just other black people who didn't like the way that I said something.
And that'd be the craziest shit too.
It'd be the craziest shit because I'm like, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, right. That's a whole nother.
But I remember someone was like, I stated why I disagreed with something, and social media is so weird. And someone was like, just attacked my personal character in a way, which didn't bother me. But I'm starting to understand that a lot of people, possibly a lot of people who are very oddly angry and hostile on the internet aren't that way in real life. And internet provides a voice that they wish they could express in real life.
And a wall that blocks anybody from touching them.
Yeah. And I know what it's like to be lonely. I know what it's like to be sad, and I know what it's like to be angry. So I don't judge those.
And oddly shaped.
Right.
Because you usually be the oddly shaped people too. Just saying.
I don't know. I know what it's like, so I don't judge it in a way that I don't take it seriously, because you wouldn't say this to my face. Like, you're not, like, you whore. Like, who the fuck talks like that? Like, you like Amber Rose. You're a whore too. I'm like, my guy. Like, we were in fifth grade together. Like, what are you doing? I'm a whore.
I know you won't say none of that shit. Yeah.
Like, what? Like, chill out. So I don't know. I just think it's interesting, and I don't know if it also comes from not being able to express or not going through real shit outside of the internet, like some real terrible things. How could that compare to you screaming at me in your living room?
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, let's talk. I love to debate. I love to gain knowledge. I love to, like, be questioned and to question someone else and to, like, bounce off. Yeah. But, like, you still don't know me. Like, chill out.
Yeah, exactly. There's one dude out there. I'm just gonna say it right now. Never mind. I was just about to ramp up. I was about to ramp up to a 10 real quick, and I don't need to do that. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But there's one guy out there who knows who he is. He went a little too crazy on social media, and he will get slapped on the spot. And I've known him since elementary school.
But I don't see. That's what I don't want for you.
I know you don't want it for me. I don't want it for him.
No,
I don't want it for him.
I'm trying to save him.
I'm trying to save him. I told him plenty of times.
No, but
bro, you really, and it's more of an awakening for him. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to, because somebody else is gonna hurt him badly. I just want to touch him a little. Just want to, hey, bro,
baby.
Stop. Stop it.
Why you do that?
This is, you know.
Baby,
I won't say his name. No need for that. All love out here, right?
Love. Be careful.
Love. I will. I got Tony's got my back, right?
Yeah.
No, that's
But
not what I
that's-
mean. Don't bring,
I'm gonna kick him in
you
the
got a bright
motherfucking
future,
stomach, bro.
man. You got a bright future ahead of you.
I'm
my
kicking him
goddamn
in the
it.
stomach, bro.
No, man.
PJ's got my back.
Yo,
do
that's
it.
not what I mean.
Cameraman back over
I
there,
don't
he's got
mean,
my
no, he
back.
don't. You good, Alex? You ain't gotta be a part of this.
I'm gonna do a hurricanrana,
You know
my
what I
G.
mean?
Ninja
I didn't
sleep
mean
hold on this, bro.
reinforcements, man.
I'm a bad influence sometimes.
I'm hopping out all black, bitch.
So,
Let's get into the second game.
No violence, no violence.
No violence. No violence over here at the All Black. Only outside the All Black. Anyways, going to the second game. Second
Yeah.
game is called
Would
You Rather. All right. So basically, I give you two choices.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a couple of choices, and you tell me what songs you would rather do and how you will construct the song. Right?
Okay.
Pretty simple, right? All right. So the first, Would You Rather. First of all, these are all songs you featuring these people. Okay. So first, Would You Rather. Lyric Michelle featuring Macy Gray and Donald Glover, singing Donald Glover, not rapping. Or Lyric featuring Erykah Badu and Life Jennings.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm. Making it harder.
the reason I think that's so good, because of course I want Erykah Badu, and of course I want Life Jennings, but sonically, their voices might clash too much, just in the tone.
It's a real music student right here. She says sonically.
I know.
But you know what I mean?
I
Like
feel you. No, it's the same raspy type of style.
And not that Erykah, has a wonderful range. Obviously, she's the queen.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to put her in a box
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Just to
Makes
match
sense.
life.
just to match life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that would be unfair. So I'd say Macy and Donald. What?
Yeah. Macy and Donald. All right. Lyric
So this
featuring
is how
Macy
it
and
would
Donald.
go,
Yeah.
Okay.
How's that going?
Okay.
So it'd start with like a quick little skit. I mean, not too bad, like 5 seconds, nothing. Just sounds of the street. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Macy's voice a little bit. Someone's crying in the background, a baby, or someone's hailing for a cab. Just in the background a little bit. And Macy comes in soft. No words, but she's just coming in soft. And then I start to come in soft, and then we crescendo a bit, and then you slightly, halfway through the first verse, you hear Donald a little bit. And then the chorus is more Macy, and then Donald comes halfway through the chorus. You're like, is that Donald?
Right. Hit somebody over the head real quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought I heard him earlier, but is that him? You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then it's back to me. It's back to me.
Okay.
And then there's a cool four bar interlude-esque thing that's just Donald. Oh, it's Donald.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants to say something.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's cool. And Macy, she back there, she hyping him up like, yeah, hyping him up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Do you think though?
Uh-huh.
And then ends with both of them, and maybe some Lauryn Hill-esque hip hop ad libs to a sort of to a song, to a sort of ballad of just Macy and Donald ending.
Can I stream that right now?
I know.
Damn, she painted the picture. God damn, I feel that sonically.
I felt it.
In my soul right now.
God damn, I want to make that song. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Y'all don't make that
Speaking
song.
into
I'm
the
gonna
Big
make
system.
it.
Gotta speak
Macy
into the
Gray,
system.
Donald Glover.
Hey, fuck with lyrics,
Lyric
man.
Michelle. I want to hear it. What's the name of it?
Nah.
Crescendo.
No, it's
She
not.
said,
It's-
nah.
No, it's not. Yeah, because I can't name something
I
that
feel
hasn't
that.
been birthed.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's putting it in the box.
You know what I mean?
Kinda, sorta.
Exactly. We don't know.
Yeah.
I never actually met these people.
Not yet.
We'll
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
yet.
We-
Yet.
I
No,
sent it
we'll
out
be
there.
having this conversation 2 years from now, you know, in a whole little round meeting. Macy Gray will be there, you know what I'm saying? What's up? We talked
Like,
about
play
this.
that song.
We talked about this. All black A&R. What's happening? All right, so second, Would You Rather? Lyric Michelle featuring Fat Joe and the king of R&B, Jacquees. Just joking. Or Lyric Michelle featuring Ja Rule and Frank Ocean.
Ja Rule and Frank.
Easy.
Yeah.
I mean, but
That'd
sorry,
be
I feel like that was
banger.
disrespect.
To the king of R&B, Jacquees.
Yeah, that's what
That was so disrespectful.
disrespect. But I mean,
Ja Rule and Frank, easy.
Ja Rule and Frank. What? I want to hear. Isn't that? Yeah. What we gonna do?
He's a legend, right? Can we clear this out? Is Ja Rule a legend?
Yes.
He's a legend.
Thank you,
Yes.
Scoop. You were drunk. He's that.
Oh, Scoop talking that?
He said he wasn't a legend.
Come on. He
I'm like-
ruled for like
I'm
10
like, he has
summers.
J Lo's greatest hits. He's littered all over J Lo's greatest hits
Yeah.
and
He's
Ashanti's greatest.
Ashanti
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Heavily.
So you doing Ja Rule and Frank Ocean?
Yeah.
All right.
Now I don't exactly know how that would go, but I am willing.
To work it out.
I'm willing to work it out. We might have to stay in there all night. You know what I mean? We'll figure out how the fucking
Maybe book
job-
tomorrow, the next day.
Book, you know what I mean? Maybe the first day we just vibing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Let's
Figure out how
get
this
to
gonna-
know each other.
See if he's gonna pull a fire festival and not show up. You know
Exactly.
that. You know, you
know
gotta
what I
see.
mean?
You gotta see if he's gonna show up or not.
Show up.
Might be still in Milwaukee trying to find the people cheering. Like, where my fans at?
No, that was fucked up. Nah, because I heard they took the sound off. I don't know. Anyways, we would figure it out.
He said, "This is a '90s show. I guess I made my first album in '99, so I'm gonna rock with it." Anyways, all
No,
right.
you know what? I can't even sit here because when the sound don't go on, like you have your whole show planned, my guy.
Facts.
And when it doesn't happen, you're not prepared to ad lib.
Yeah.
Not
yeah,
always. Sometimes
yeah.
you are. Sometimes you're not.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm already on stage. I can't just leave.
He should have just said it's murder like 7 times in a row. That's all you gotta do, man. People are familiar with it. They would have bumped with it. Come on.
Yeah. Just start singing. That would be dope.
Right?
Yeah, there's always a way to freak. Whatever. Yeah.
All right, so the third and last question for Would You Rather. Lyric Michelle featuring Foxy Brown. And the whole song is in the hands of Master P. To get to find the producer, to promote it, all that. Or Lyric Michelle featuring Trina. And the whole song and everything's in the hands of Dame Dash.
Gosh. Fuck.
That's a good one.
You know. Boomies.
Boobies.
I would love the second one.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
here's that word again.
That's all right.
Sonically, I think Foxy's tone
You and Foxy will make some
and her energy.
fire.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Even though I love Trina. I just saw her actually perform on
Oh, yeah?
Valentine's Day.
Wow.
Yeah. She was lit. Oh, and she's so beautiful.
Hey, Trina, come on the show.
Yeah, come on the show.
Come on the show, Trina.
But yeah, just as far as it'd have to be for that song.
Okay.
Foxy. Ooh.
So you said Foxy Brown, the whole song's in Master P's hands. All right, so how would you do that song? Is she getting 2 verses, you just on the hook? Are you going to come in and bar it up with her? It's just going to be
'Cause you
straight
got
bars.
Yeah,
You gonna let Master P hop on there and do
I'm
little-
trying not to
little,
spoil it, but you got bars.
I'm never
Oh,
just on the hook.
She's like, never just on the hook. Never. Don't disrespect my skill.
No, I wouldn't want just a verse here, verse me, and the end. We'd kind of step outside the bounds of a normal 2-verse, 3-chorus setup,
I like that.
and we'd go back and forth a bit. But together.
Okay.
With the same antagonist. We are on the same team.
Yeah. Okay. That's lit.
Yeah.
That's lit. Okay. Ooh. All right. So, and you trust Master P enough, I feel.
Yes. That's South. What?
That's South, right?
Yeah.
Right. Shout out to Master P. And he never lost, except for when he played like 2 games in the NBA. I think he lost both those games. Outside of that,
to bring up.
outside of that, Master P never lost.
But he played though.
He did play. That was a
He
win
was
to
a
play in the
Laker.
league. Come on. That was
And he was a Hornet.
Chris Brown and Bow Wow. I wish they could do
That's
that.
wild.
Yeah, that's crazy. He was a Hornet or a Raptor? I thought it was a Raptor.
Oh, he was a Raptor?
Yeah, Toronto Raptor. Yeah. Or he might have been a Hornet too, New Orleans. I don't know. But all right, well, thank you for participating in Would You Rather. You know what I mean? A little fantasy land, a little bit. For sure.
All right, so now going forward, you drop Bootstraps, and so what can we expect from you?
Next, I'm actually after this I have a meeting with hopefully my kind of DP or another director I'm working with. Shout to Avo. We're gonna make a visual for Problems, and that's gonna be a track I haven't released yet, but I performed and I love performing it. So
Okay.
I'm excited. Yeah.
All right. So
this is continuous stream of
Visuals.
and I just want to get my point across before I get my point across.
I feel it.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Bars.
Bars. And talking about visuals, I don't know. Can you speak on your documentary in the works?
Oh yeah. So shout out to Alex over there.
Shout out to Alex.
Alex is a producer I met on set of a indie film, a short film that we shot. I was casted in it at the end of 2016, I think, 2017. Okay, and it was just a great film. But off set, we were just talking. I was telling him a little bit about my life, and he was like, "Whoa, I mean, I just never." I don't know, when you're living it, until you're starting to get on the other side and look back, you realize how much you went through it that you thought was normal. And we started talking, and and I told him that I always had this dream to be like 50 Cent or Eminem, where once that album drop. Also, that movie drop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all this one big, man, that'd be lovely. And he was like, well, let's start with a documentary. Let's get to know you. I was like, oh, all right. I guess I've done a couple of things. Why not? But it's not just about me. It's more about the humans I've met along the way. This is the creatives, you guys, that's why I even wanted to bring him and show this. There's so many. Sometimes what's seen in a glacier is the top, and sometimes you don't see all of the supporting structures that allow that, and that are in turn getting to that same top as the actual top evaporates. You just don't pay attention to that collective of humans, you know what I mean? That create these stories, the people behind the people behind the people behind the people, and throughout and from all, it's a culture. It is a fucking culture.
100%.
I want to show that.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait to see this when it comes out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I judging off the video. I mean, it's a documentary, so you're not really acting. But judging off the video, you got some acting chops. I know coming down the pipeline. Trying to get your acting game up. But.
Are there any acting projects in the works outside of the doc?
So the other short film I shot was called You Ride, which is coming out. Shout out to Dark Figures Productions.
You're a police officer?
Yeah, I was an officer.
Yeah, I saw a picture of that. I was like, is that Halloween or is she acting?
No, yeah.
Okay.
It was great. But before I got a job, before I had any money when I first moved to LA, I did some background work. You know what I mean, in audiences and shit.
Okay.
But I was in the new movie Alita Battle Angel.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I got
that
to
just came out.
Yeah, these people, and I got to be on set with these people, like Christoph Waltz and James Cameron. Like, it was wild.
Wow.
And they gave me I was just like a featured extra or some shit, but they gave me like a CGI arm, and
Oh,
it was
shit.
lit. So like I'm gonna go watch the movie and just like wait to see.
Wait to
I
see
see
that
this-
arm.
Oh, there she goes. You know what I mean? She's a star. You know what I mean?
Robo arm.
Hold up. What you gonna say? Watch out. Oscars.
Wakanda forever. We in there.
Is that an accolade that you want to achieve, like in acting, like in either Oscar or being recognized for
I mean,
another type of art?
you grow up wanting an Oscar and a Grammy. I mean, you want Emmys. You want that, but I think the emphasis is becoming more and more about being my truest self. Anything else is just what comes with being that.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for me. So now I want as many people to hear it. I want as many people to be touched by it. I want as many people to just feel me. And sometimes that means you get a really nice award. Mahershala Ali, what?
Right?
Let's go.
You know what I mean?
Black excellence.
What? Spike Lee, what the fuck? Regina
Right.
King, what?
Excellent.
Yes. Sometimes when you're just your truest self and you're just striving and trying to add to this culture, these few people, and you do it well, that comes. But I remember loving Mahershala and this show he used to be a part of like years ago. He was always good. What if he was just waiting for that? How could anyone sustain 20 years of working in a business
Yeah.
waiting on one thing?
Yeah.
Because when you get that thing, it will not be worth 20 years of your life.
Right.
It's beautiful, but it's not worth 20 years of your life. That's not why you did it.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Fuck. You did it for the money. No. I'm fucking with you.
That was good.
Hey, you want to hit her with that third game, Tony?
Oh, I
You
hope
know,
you're ready.
I don't know if she's ready or not.
This next game is, of course, sponsored by Cuzzo Clothing.
Cuzzo Clothing.
Welcome
Cuzzo.
to the family. No one got
Cuzzo.
your back like Cuzzo.
You know what I mean?
And this segment is called School 'em. It's where I ask you 3 questions that relate to hip hop and the pop culture and how it influences, and just see if you could get them right. If you get all 3 right, dun, you are our.
Valedictorian.
And if you miss a couple, it doesn't mean much, but we are gonna.
Have to school you.
Are you ready?
Okay.
Question number 1. In 1995, this is a 2-part question, so you must choose 2 answers. These were the first females to win a Grammy. Was it A, MC Lyte, B, Lady of Rage, C, Queen Latifah, or D, Salt and Pepper? 2-part answer.
Wait.
So there's two answers that you gave right there. Oh, so you 2 out of the 4.
1995.
In 1995.
And say the answers again?
Was it A, MC Lyte, B, Lady of Rage, C, Queen Latifah, or D, Salt and Pepper?
Fuck. Me? God, 1995. I'd have to say. No, that was in 2000. No, 1995?
1995.
It can't have been 1995. Don't whisper it.
Right?
Don't whisper it to me. I got you. I say salt and pepper and what's the MC like?
Is that your
final
final
answer?
I guess. You know what I mean? Go ahead. I don't remember. I wasn't.
We're gonna
We'll
have
have
to
to
school her.
Thank you.
It was actually, yes, Salt and Pepper for None of Your Business and Queen Latifah for Unity.
UNITY.
Oh, I thought that was earlier.
It does have an earlier feel, but
But the
I guess it's 95.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
UNITY.
All right. Hey, all right. What's your
Who
next
you
one?
calling a bitch? Sorry.
All right.
I love
Number
that shit.
2. First female to have her own talk show.
First woman ever.
First female MC to have her own talk show. No multiple choice.
Oh.
She was included in the preview.
Latifah. Yes.
Ding, ding, ding,
ding.
ding.
Hey.
Queen Latifah did have her own
That
show.
wasn't too
The
long
Queen
ago, right?
Latifah show.
Yeah, first talk show, and she's the first one to have. Well, yeah. First one to have a talk show.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what was it called again? You called Queen Latifah show.
The Queen Latifah show.
Yeah.
All right, and this one's because you like Martin. Which female MC appeared in Martin as Shanae's friend Kilo Low? Was it A, Roxanne Shante, B, Lisa Lopez, C, Yo-Yo, or D, Little Kim?
Hi, Yo-Yo.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Ding,
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 Yeah.
ding. Yo, 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 yo.
But yeah.
Shout out to Key Lolo. Was it Key? Low.
Low.
Yeah. My sister used to walk around the house just saying that shit. Like, no, your name is Brittany. Stop. My name is Key. Low. But yeah, yo, that was definitely School 'Em, sponsored by Cuzzo Clothing.
Oh.
So yeah, man. Thank you for that.
Thank you for your energy today.
Yeah, we needed that energy for sure.
Like, it was
Thanks
very
for having
positive
me.
and deep. I was like, you know what? Let's raise the bar in my consciousness a bit.
I just be chilling, man.
I feel a dread growing back here. Just letting y'all know.
Natural.
I feel some natural dread growing back here.
Get outta here.
But it might fall out eventually.
You just stop using fluoride deodorant and shit. Anyways,
Yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so I always ask everyone who comes on this show this question. Before this year ends, it doesn't have to be music related. What do you have to get done?
Is there a closet you got to clean out?
Anything.
No.
Is it?
I have to shoot and release my 5 to 7 part short series. I have to do that.
Okay.
5 to 7 parts. I'm already interested. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a certain time? It's just whenever, just by in the year.
I have a timeline, but we'll
Okay. Yeah.
talk about that.
We'll come back.
We'll come back.
We'll come back.
We'll stay
We
tuned.
talking about it. We stay
It's a
glued.
plan or something, but,
Okay.
we gonna
Okay.
do it right.
That's tight. We know we're putting together a little small couple part little movie style thing too as well.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are trying to get more into the visuals and
Yeah.
expand more. So
Yeah, but we got some shit to fuck them up.
yeah, we got some, and we love to for you to be a part of it as well.
I'm super down.
Anybody who's down for acting and really serious about it, which you seem to be.
Well, it's funny that you say that. So I'm part of a collective. We are
Shout them out.
changing our original name
Okay.
because there's a production company with the same name.
Okay.
But it started off with my homeboy Sharif, who's a wonderful artist, his Sayo, and then my homie Cam, I was telling you earlier about, great actor, my homegirl Danielle, wonderful actress and writer, and there are many others like directors, Marcus, the DPs and stuff like that. But what we're trying to do is just be open arms to people who work hard but need support. You know what I mean? We're young black creatives, and it's like I already see the love, but in a certain way we want to solidify it to be like, if you need something specifically,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't want to just scroll through your contacts
Mm-hmm.
and just guess like, yeah, he was cool, then maybe
Yeah.
you can just come to the pool of talented humans and just see how we can help each
What's
other.
the name of that collective? Or
We're changing it from,
Okay.
which I don't know why it was a big picture, and we're changing it. The bigger picture, we're changing it. Shout out to Danielle. She's really the mind behind it.
Okay.
We decided to meet because we were just the homies, and we all doing shit, and we go to panels and we watch TV and we write together, so and we like critique each other. And then she was like, "Why don't we actually do this?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." Sure.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny that you
Beautiful
say
song.
that because the Noise Lab, this is all part of a collective ourselves. We're Black Noise out of Pomona. And in addition to this radio room, we have 2 other studios that we supply for the local community to come in, record the tracks, get it mixed and mastered. We have stages in the back where we throw
Wow.
on rock and roll shows and hip hop shows and like indie blues type shows in the back, and just overall ciphers and jam sessions.
Yep.
And we're also going to start throwing a porch mic, open mic, coming soon over here. So yeah,
That's
we
beautiful.
totally feel that. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
a collective
definitely.
ourselves.
And I think the more, just the more people that in their own spheres take that initiative and do that, the more that this sort of Black Renaissance isn't a fad, but it's a restructuring. You know what I mean? Because if that's everywhere, we can cross paths, we can work together, we can.
100%.
There is no more bucket, and we are no more crabs. Like, we are like growing.
Yeah.
Because that's how it's done.
100%. 100%. I'm glad to see that other collectives are coming together and really.
It's definitely a vibe of that going on right now.
Because I really I've always thought how dope it was. I didn't really know why I thought it was dope, but like just when you're growing up, when I was starting to fall in love with like Maya Angelou's work, I saw that she was hanging out with James Baldwin. I saw that he knew Nina. I saw that these people were around each other often. It was like, yeah, you find your plant. You know about all of us, but if you to know me is to know James Baldwin is to know Nikki Giovanni. To know, you know what I mean. To know Maya Angelou is to know all of these great other artists. You know, it's just. It's dope.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh Lord, you see that shake right there? That shake, outside the smell. I always tell her, don't,
Okay.
he's gonna start stinging.
It's time.
He's getting ready for that our very last segment.
Can I do it?
Tell it. Go ahead, do it.
This is the part where we do this.
And we are back. It's the Affiliated Minds freestyle segment. And of course, we got Lyric Michelle in the building. She's finna bless the microphone, bless the podcast with some dope ass bars, lyrics, whatever she's gonna do, man. I just can't wait. So whenever you're ready, girl.
I said okay. Thanks for having me. My name is Michelle, and I am glad to be right here at the All Black Podcast. Oh my God, that I didn't mean to start it like that. Okay, hey, my name is Michelle, and I'm spinning on top of the dome. I hope you think I'm doing it well. Okay, my name is Michelle. I'm gonna bring that back so y'all in the back can hear that shit. Oh, don't you tell your friends that you don't fucking know that it's Lyric on the beat, doing my thing, and y'all gots to go. Okay, now fuck you, pay me, let that line simmer. I'm eating rappers for lunch and their rhymes for my dinner. Hey, it is Michelle. And I'm so glad to be here. Hope you are as well. I said my name is I am LYRIC. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Hey, I love the vibe. I love the vibe.
Yes,
Oh my
right.
God. Thank you, Lyric Michelle.
Hey.
Thank you, Lyric
We
Michelle.
might have to release that.
You know
Tell
what
the
I'm
people
saying?
where they can find you at.
Macy, Donald, listen. We got to do this.
Come on,
Yeah.
Macy and Donald.
Look, Michelle, please tell the people where they can find you at.
My name is Lyric Michelle, and you can find me at lyricmichelle.com, or you can visit me on IG at I am Lyric, because that's who the fuck I am.
And what's the name of your project again?
Misdirection is the last project, but please go check out the newest release, Bootstraps.
Bootstraps. Again, video of the year so far.
It's
You
very-
and Johnny Bars. I don't know if you know who Johnny
Directed
Bars
by-
is. But
I always forget her last name.
Oh yeah, shout.
Shout out
Give the camera in the eye.
to Chris Rockaway, who
Is he like-
produced it for me.
is he like an in-house producer for you? I seen him produce a couple songs for you.
Yeah. Like we've been working together for a while. He did all of but one of Misdirection.
Okay.
And it's Jess Lorenzo. Shout out to her as the director, and Marcos, who helped executive produce. I mean, it was dope. I mean, I say all these words, but they the homies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we were just like sitting like, I want to shoot a video. Like, okay, bet. What do you want to do? I'm not sure. And then we were just brainstorming, and I pitched an idea, and they're like, keep going. And
it came out to what we saw, which is
Yeah.
fucking fire, flames.
and that's why
Yoga flame.
you just want people to say they down, man. You
Yeah.
can do anything.
Oh man, boomies.
Boomies.
Boomies!
It's the same thing, man. You just want people who you can connect with and who just willing to work together and like
Def.
have a vision, and people willing to put everything on the line for
Energy.
that vision.
Yes.
So, that's dope that you have that in your circle and in your support group. That gives me even more confidence that I know that I will be seeing you continue to elevate and continue to, make a mark in this culture, in our culture, in the music game.
Yeah,
100%.
And definitely look forward to your music because it's creative, original, and it has positivity. So
Thank you so
looking
much.
forward to the growth. Thank you for coming through to the Noise Lab.
Mhm.
Earl, anything sweet else you want to say?
Man, follow Black Noise on all social media. It's
Or Black Noise.
BLAQKNOIZ, BLAQKNOIZ. Follow Black Noise. Follow the clan, and you got a lot of people part of us, so just follow what we do. And yeah, man, what about you?
Also, be sure to check out Blackout Podcast. Drops every week,
Blackout Podcast.
Yeah, my boy.
Toxic Masculinity, man. If
My boy,
y'all got to be
Scoop
ready to hear it because
Alexander.
we don't give a fuck.
Yo, y'all need to bring me on that. I need to address some things.
Oh, hey, you know what I'm saying?
They got Bays of the Week and all that.
Yeah, we do bays a week and all that. So, yeah, fuck with that. And, yeah.
And also be sure to check out my man's project on SoundCloud 30 for 30
This nigga.
by Earl Fias,
This nigga.
produced.
It's really-
Every beat made but one.
Yeah.
Mixed, mastered by Moses and Ralph. Totally Black Noise Project. And, check out Alt Black AOTBLK podcast on everything YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Check out our original content. Check out our skits. Check out the Speech Guy, Tony Asar, ASAR, all those things as well. And before we check out, PJ, what's your final question?
What you got, PJ? You been sitting there quietly,
Oh, yeah.
absorbing all the gems she's been dropping. What question you got, Peach?
Okay, so I've been curious about this since because yesterday I was looking through posts and stuff, and I started to remember a story where you were in the nurses thing, and I was but then I didn't see anything on your thing, so I was wondering are you a nurse?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Hey, okay.
Yeah, right before I came out here, I graduated from UT,
Mm-hmm.
UT Nursing School. Shout out to my good old Nigerian parents. Not sure why I paid for it, but shout out to the idea, because no, I love stop. I got bills, it's lit because I work 3 days a week, and I love what I do, and I love the women I work with. I work with new moms and new babies, and I work with all women, and I love it.
Very
and
empowering.
like they're my aunties or my moms, and they really make sure to take care of me while I'm out here. They're like, you know, are you eating well? Like, if I can and it's not busy, they don't need me, then like I'll go to an audition. If it's like my turn, and or they're just super supportive. And I remember being a bartender, and I had to work double, like so much more to get like barely enough to get by. And now I'm like a few days a week, you know what I mean? And it's just like,
Look at God.
look at God, and I feel like I'm helping people.
Yeah, that's
and that's
a major
all I want
thing.
to do.
And it's good to hear a nurse saying that, because I think there are a good amount of people who do it for the check, for the security, or just because they feel like it's a good way to go. And like I just recently experienced my mom in the hospital for the last 2 weeks, and going to see her and just like looking at these nurses who just some just don't care, or it's just a job. So it's good to hear that you're getting something out of it.
Yeah, I've seen I remember my mom went to the hospital once. I had to pick her up from work, like it was an emergency, and I didn't like how, this was back in Houston, I didn't like how they were treating her, this one particular nurse, and I had just, I was kind of in nursing school, but I was like, yo, I get that you do this every day. I fucking get it. I get that you're tired. I get it. This is still my mother. But on the same token, I can see someone else in the same exact hospital walking with their patient in hand when they don't have to.
Yeah.
They haven't used the bathroom all day.
Yeah.
They've missed lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the focus right now is not her. It's or him. It's the patient. So people are people, but there are some great ones out there.
Oh, for sure.
Great people.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Loving the love. Thank
Right.
you again, Lyric Michelle, for coming through. And for everyone else, stay tuned, stay glued.
Smoke a Dutch and read a book.
Boomy.
Boomies!
Subscribe to Alt Black because my parents need to believe in my dreams.
Subscribe to the All Black channel right now so I can be a YouTube star and live my best life.
Subscribe to Alt Black because I need to prove my baby mama wrong.
Subscribe to the All Black channel right now so I can get a fully functioning hairline. Cause this shit's sad.
Subscribe to Alt Black because I'm gonna have to get a real job and I really suck in the work environment.
Subscribe to the All Black channel right now so I can buy tickets to Jill Scott's next concert, cause I'm trying to get to know what's up.